Have you ever learned a new word? And then suddenly, you started seeing it everywhere? On YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, in movies, even in random conversations. It feels almost impossible, like the entire world changed overnight. But here's the strange part, the world didn't change. Your brain did. Right now, I want you to think of something, any object, maybe a yellow school bus. Keep that image in your mind. Don't forget it, because over the next few days, there's a strange chance you'll start noticing yellow school buses everywhere. You'll see one on the road, then another online, then another in a movie, and eventually, you'll ask yourself, why am I suddenly seeing these everywhere? Was it a coincidence? Did the universe somehow hear your thoughts? Or is your brain quietly playing one of the strangest tricks it has ever learned? The answer might completely change the way you see the world, because what you're about to discover happens to every single human being, including you, and once you notice it, you can never unsee it. Let's test it. Look around you. Can you find something blue? A pen, a shirt, a bag, anything. Now, for the next 10 seconds, don't look for anything blue. Instead, look only for circles. Ready? Go. Done. Now answer this. How many blue objects did you notice? Most people can't answer. Not because the blue objects disappeared. They were there the entire time. Your brain simply decided they weren't important anymore. Every second, your eyes collect millions of tiny details, colors, shapes, faces, movements, sounds, but your conscious mind can only focus on a tiny fraction of them. If your brain showed you everything at once, you wouldn't be able to think, you wouldn't be able to walk, you wouldn't even be able to hold a simple conversation. So your brain does something incredible. It filters reality. It quietly removes almost everything and keeps only what it believes matters most. That's why, the moment you learn something new, your brain suddenly starts looking for it, not because it magically appeared, but because, for the very first time, your brain believes it's important. Scientists have a name for this. It's called the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon, also known as the frequency illusion. It sounds complicated, but the idea is surprisingly simple. Imagine, yesterday, you had never heard about a car called the Tesla Model Y. Today, someone mentions it once. That's it. Nothing else changes. But tomorrow, you see one driving past you. Later, another one appears on YouTube. Then, someone at work starts talking about it. By the end of the week, it feels like the entire world suddenly bought the same car, but they didn't. Your brain simply started paying attention. Here's another example. You learn a new English word, maybe serendipity. For years, that word existed around you. People used it. Books printed it. Movies included it. But your brain ignored it. The moment you learned its meaning, everything changed. Now, it suddenly appears everywhere. Not because the world changed, because your attention changed. And here's something even stranger. The more you notice it, the more your brain becomes convinced that it's appearing more often, when in reality, it was always there. Your brain is simply collecting the evidence that matches what it's already paying attention to, and quietly ignoring everything else. But there's another reason this illusion feels so real. Think about the last time you searched for a new phone or a pair of shoes. A few hours later, your social media was full of them. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, advertisements, everywhere. It almost feels like your phone is reading your mind. But in most cases, something much simpler is happening. Your brain noticed the topic, and online platforms also noticed your interest. Those two things, working together, create a powerful illusion. Your attention increases, your recommendations change, and suddenly, the same thing seems to appear everywhere. That's why two people can use the same app on the same day and see completely different content, not because they're living in different worlds, but because their attention is different, their interests are different, and their brains are filtering different information. The world around you contains millions of details, but your brain shows you only a tiny selection, which means the reality you experience isn't the complete picture. It's a version, carefully filtered by your own mind. And once you realize that, you'll start questioning how many other things have been hiding in plain sight. So, the next time you suddenly notice the same thing everywhere, don't ask, why is the world suddenly full of this? Ask yourself, why is my brain noticing it now? Because chances are, it was always there. You just weren't paying attention. The strange part is, this isn't just about words, or cars, or social media. This happens with opportunities. with problems, with ideas, even with people. What you focus on, your brain treats as important. And once something becomes important, your brain starts finding more of it. Every single day, your mind is deciding what deserves your attention, what should be ignored, and without realizing it, those tiny decisions quietly shape the reality you experience. Maybe the world hasn't changed. Maybe you have. Or more accurately, the way your brain sees the world has changed. And that's the real secret. The moment your attention changes, your reality seems to change with it. So here's one final question. If your brain has been filtering reality every single day of your life, what else have you been walking past without ever noticing? Think about that. Because once you understand how your attention works, you'll never look at the world the same way again.